And then, of course, he's like such a good and sweet soul. Seems to be really very innocent person. So he comes one Friday here. At that time there was that rule of Friday not being open, but he comes in the morning, and I'm surprised to see this. He said, yes, you know that today visitors are not supposed to come in. He says, it's an urgent, I can't wait, it's very urgent. I said, all right. We go and sit in that cabin called Manonash, And there for 2 hours he was explaining to me about how Meher Baba is the God-man and how he can prove it by formula and this and that. And for the proof he put the sheets there, you see, sheet of paper. I said, yes, thank you and all that. And I had no time to read all the sort of thing. I said, what is he trying to do? And then he says, it's impossible for me to leave India, this place now. But there is an urgency, and for that I have come. I said, what is the urgency? So he has made, the urgency is that his wife is about to deliver the baby. And to that was, there's a new system. The husband delivers the child. What is it called?
Boyer?
Birth.
Boyer? The Boyer system?
I don't know.
French?
Boyer and Grelier.
No, it's the close ones who have a
They assist. They
assist and create for the baby the atmosphere of parenthood.
Le Boyer.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever it is, I forget now what he said. So I said, then you should be there. He says, that's what I am trying to tell you, that I cannot be there. I said, then who is to be there? Of course I can't tell you to go. He's telling me. I said, what? So I said, what has happened to this person? So he said, at least you can do one thing. I said, what? So he said, I have prepared this will, and whatever may happen to my wife and the child, well, this is the will, and I give you the power of attorney, I said, look here, brother. Please, I beg of you not to involve me in all this sort of thing. I have nothing, I don't know who you are or what has happened to you. The common bond between us is a love of Baba, and that's all. And I have left my parents there, my sister, my family is there, and all that sort of thing is there. And I have nothing to do with these things. Please accept this, please. Otherwise it's impossible for me to leave. I said, that is what you have to do. That which is impossible for you to do, tackle it. And that would please Baba. And so it took 2 hours for me to coax him to go back the next day. He did go. Now he has come again. And he brought pictures of his little ones and all that to show me. Yeah.
Oh, I know the one. They were staying at Vilnius.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The show.
The expert over here, she knows.
Was his friend thin with a beard?
He was a great person.
Lorelei knows it all.
Only here 3 days. She's taking over. She's the editor of the year.
He's a good person, I tell you. He has a real good heart, it seems so. He did come with that heart. The heart is same. He's changed. He has matured a lot after having come in contact with Baba people, most probably.
And Aaron, I remember when he came to MeherBabaLibrary after meeting you, coming down the hill. I walked with him down the hill. It was our first day there. He said to me, he kind of laughed. He said to me, where did I get that idea about the ruins? I said, I don't know. He said, and then he looked back up at the coon and he goes, well, he said, and then he said what Mommy had said, and he said, I'm glad it's not in ruins. That would have made me feel sad.
Yeah.
You see advertisements in the newspapers?
Yeah.
Before and after. Before you take Nutravite, after you take Nutravite. Before you've taken the
They draw the
slimming pills,
pictures and all that.
and afterward, after you've taken 2 doses of those slimming pills. So beautiful you can't recognize. So here it is, before you know, before coming completely into Baba's grip. And after Baba flattens you out. Before and after, I have pictures here of Meenu Keras. Absolutely very dear, unique, and old time Baba lover.
He is expected any day now.
Yeah. So you see, when he comes here, his relationship with Baba is very personal. Meenu, Baba. It has been and it continues to be. And these little private
And
things.
the personal relationship, how he equates, you know, me, her. Me means I am Meenu, me. And her. His beloved. Yeah. Meher. Yeah.
So, when he comes to Meherazad, he leaves parts of himself, not only his heart, but parts of himself here and there. So he obviously had put pictures, his own pictures, under Baba's bed, where you couldn't see, at the back of the chair where Baba used to sit, inside a cushion in such a way that you didn't even, some we shook out, but two of them got so jammed somewhere deep down that this summer, when the spring cleaning was done, and the cushion covers were washed, and the sheets and all were washed, well, Meenu got so completely washed away by that divine gobi. And so Meru came and said, what is this that came out of this thing? So I found him pegged on the line along with the... so here's the before and after.
You know what happens when he comes here on special request from Meenu. Of course, nobody knows and y'all should...
Before.
This is before.
Money, where was it found?
This is before.
Inside the cushion cover where Baba would sit, or that's what as far as I remember. You know, one of those places. Baba was very much by Baba personally.
So what he does is on 31st he says, oh, you people have no idea. Mind you, this should not give you all any ideas or any thoughts about such things. Remember that, I warn you. I'm just...
Being a woman, I held that back. But you see, men can't keep secrets.
Let them have it. They are our own. You see.
Okay.
So what happens is that it's from 13 years now. Whenever he is here for the Amar Tithi, he tries to come here whenever it is possible for his health and all. He's an old person. So he says, look, you people go away from here on 31st. You should be here till at least till 4 o'clock, till the time you drove his body there to commemorate the day, you see. I can't be there. So we are very happy. He says, yeah, what do you want? He says, do one thing, allow me to be here on 31st. There's nobody, I'll keep watch, I'll sit in his room. That's how he wangles his way in and remains here on 31st.
This is where he dropped his bomb.
This is where
he became Azad.
Yeah.
You went with the coat there, but this is where he was on 31st January. So nobody but Meenu and Baba. Meenu's going to see.
Me and her should be here, that's all. That's why you find all these things here, there, and so when he leaves, then when we come back, we try to find out where things are, you see.
It's like Easter, hiding in the egg.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Mani, I have a unique love for Meenu. And I don't want this story to leave this room. But when I first met him in New York a few years ago, he happened to come to our house and we gave him a haircut. And I saved some of the hair and I put it inside the tomb at Assisi for him, but I don't ever want him to know that.
Where in the tomb is it?
I mean, the cave, not the tomb.
Oh, in
Assisi. Because he wanted to go there and he could never go.
Good, isn't it?
But don't ever tell him.
No. But now for those who go to Assisi, you try and find it.
You don't find it. Just a few strands there. It's just in memory of him.
That's very sweet of you. I mean, just like me, it fits.
I know.
We won't tell, but if he ever says, oh, how I wished I'd gone to the tomb, we say, Care, you did.
Oh. And is that the day? Do you know
That was the day you were there.
Yeah, he before we came for that haircut, he wanted to see Greta Garbo.
Now you don't know what to expect.
Second show.
Yeah, he never did get to see it.
No, she was in Europe. But
She's on 67th Street.
he squeezed out so much from that doorman.
Not far from Margaret.
Okay, now, so what was left over?
One letter.
Yeah, the leftovers we have to consume. You can't throw them like that. And we are talking about Meenu. So the pair is Adi Arjani.
What did that one say?
Adi Arjani is naturally a colleague of Meenu Kharas. So this is letter from, letter to him. Yeah. Which date is that now? We were talking about silence,
9 years later.
Yeah, what is the date? Year?
1969, October 14th. This is the second letter that has to do with silence. Jai Baba, my dear Adi, I have with me your very loving letter of 23rd September 1969 and a typed copy of a note from the publishers, MeherBaba.
He had sent me, the write-up of the paper, that important paper from Pakistan. He says this is what they have reported about Meher Baba after dropping his body, and they are scoffing at his words that he has broken. Where has he broken his silence? Has he broken the silence? Is there anybody who has heard him speak? It was a challenge thrown to the believers in Baba. So that cutting he sent to me.
I can quite understand your personal feelings and the conflict of mind on the issue of the breaking of the silence of beloved Baba. Please note one very simple fact, that whatever I may say, that is mentioned verbally or in writing, on the subject of our beloved Baba, is my own personal viewpoint, as from a layman, and it does not carry any stamp of authoritative statement. Personally, I feel very reticent to mention anything about beloved Baba. Understanding fails to fathom his ways and utterances, and I frankly admit that I do not know nor understand his ways and utterances. And on my own, I do not even try to do so. Beloved Baba has often told me that the moment one feels that one understands anything about God, one has surely misunderstood it. So best is to keep mum. When some close ones press me to answer their queries, I say out whatever I personally think or feel about them at the moment. Likewise, when you wrote me prior to 23rd September, I replied to your letter, and I replied as a person to person in Baba's love. My reply must not be misconstrued as expressing the views of the Mandali in general. So, dear brother, do not take any of my statements in my personal letters as having any stamp of authority. I have to make it clear to you also that whatever you may have mentioned in the Glow or elsewhere on the issue of the breaking of the silence of beloved Baba has nothing whatever to do with what I say on the subject. Not that I have anything to say on the subject. Therefore, please do wipe off any doubts created in your mind due to what I may have mentioned in my letter to you, and know once for all that I do not know anything for certain on this issue or on anything pertaining to beloved Baba's utterances, and that each one is absolutely free to have his or her interpretation on his utterances. When you wrote to me asking about beloved Baba's uttering the word and the breaking of his silence and his manifestation, I was reminded of the very first sentences in the text of the New Testament. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt amongst us, and we beheld his glory, glory as the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. Accordingly, I expressed in my reply to you another angle on the issue, as I felt at the time of writing to you. I would like to express it once again more clearly in this letter as follows. The silence of Meher Baba in his man form was the personification of the silence of God. And his being in our midst as the God-man is the Word made flesh. His having dropped the man form is the act of releasing the Word. That is, the Word that was encaged in man form got released when the body, which encaged it, dropped, which simultaneously tantamounts to the act of breaking the silence. Now, dear Adi, please do not take this as a statement of facts. It is just one more morsel of food for thought. That is all and nothing more. So don't become so very serious about what you hear from me in reply to what you ask. I am not any master to give you any authoritative statement. Kindly share this letter with your dear brothers and sisters in the Baba group. Signed, lovingly, Eruch.
That's the end of it.
Yeah, when I used to pray that prayer as a priest, I was always moved to say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh and dwells among us. Now I know why.
What was the whole statement? Could I hear it one more time?
Which is that?
That quote
Scripture.
from the First Testament. Old Testament.
I was reminded of the very first sentences in the text of the New Testament.
Yes.
The Gospel of St. John, the opening
St. John.
of St. John.
And St. John is famous for such mystical
very
things. Yeah.
Mystical of all.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt amongst us, and we beheld his glory. Glory as the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth.
Have you ever heard of the Logos as being something that's actually heard inside the head as a very, very, very high-pitched sound?
Don't ask me such things. I don't know.
Okay. I just
Only when
wondering if
rewinding
you ever
the
asked.
Hmm?
I'm just wondering had you ever heard anything like that?
What does logos mean?
The one well to be.
It's the sound of creation.
I hear the ringing of the bells
Constant.
constantly. Yeah.
That, I'm told that is the Logos.
I'm told that I must be crazy.
No.
I'm told it gets louder when you take aspirin.
What do you hear
Blood
constantly?
vessel in my neck.
Nothing. Nothing. Ringing. Bell ringing, church bells, funeral bells.
You know, when the fighter gets punched drunk, he starts hearing bells. Remember Red Skelton used to do that routine? Punch drunk Willie.
Them bells.
Okay, now, so we all put our hands on our foreheads and said, has he broken his silence? Has he not broken his silence? What has he done?
You know, you can take the flower and pull the petals off.
Yeah,
Francis says, I haven't heard him.
yeah. He has heard it.
Oh, he has?
He has, he said? What?
No, Francis says, I haven't heard him. And that was a long time ago. Maybe he's heard him.
Rufus, what was it that thing that Margaret grasped?
You know, there's no public address system here. You have to
Margaret.
It was an aside.
Yeah, come on. My Yenta of the year, you can do better than that.
You know it.
No, I can't remember what else she said.
Laurel remembers
Pass a
something.
note.
What is it?
Laurel remembers
But I
that
can't remember what
Margaret
she
had
said
written
after that.
someone asking about
Somebody
the
asked
silence, and
Baba
she
what
said
he-
Baba had broken his silence. So she said silence, schmilence. What importance when he is with us.
I was just thinking that example of Kusum's mother, who her first daughter died, and how she pleaded with Baba to give her back, and Baba said, "I will." If I say it wrongly, you can correct.
Yeah.
And so she would come to Baba, wailing, weeping. She loved this daughter very much.
No, but I'll give him on condition that you love me.
I will give the son, was a son.
No, daughter.
Daughter, on the condition that you love me. Is that what you
remember me and love me. All that you have to do is to remember and love me, and you'll have your daughter back.
And this went on for some years, didn't it?
Oh yes, yeah.
How many years?
Yeah, and she also asked on that night, evening time it was.
What is this a story about? Who?
It's about Kusum. Yeah. But we don't want to name the person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
After this.
So the thing is that
I'm not used to them.
a lady comes to Baba and he was all by himself, sitting there one evening. We call evening at about 6 o'clock, you see. That's evening for us. So Baba is there, all have gone for the supper from the house where he was. And I'm by his side and sitting there and just sitting, and whatever he said, I respond and all that. All of a sudden, a car stops and comes out of that an old lady. And she falls prostrate before Baba's chair there and all that. And Baba is like on the veranda, sitting on the veranda. And there's a gate there, veranda there, and the room's house. So he's there outside in the evening, Dehradun, good climate and all that. So she falls prostrate and she's crying. So Baba asks her, "What's the matter? What is it that you want?" This is all that I ask you. I know you are the only one who can give me what I ask. He says, "What is it?" Then she describes the whole story, that her daughter was given to the Prince of Patiala, and in her pregnancy she died. And it is customary amongst Indians that the first pregnancy, the delivery, has to take place at mother's house, at the mother's side, and mother is responsible for that, mother of the woman. So she had come, and in her delivery she died, and we loved her very much, and they loved very much, and we are both of the royal families, and what do they think about us? And I feel much because of the loss of my daughter. And I have no peace of mind, I cannot live without her.
This woman was a queen.
Yeah. So, still she holds the title of Rani of Sahanpur. So, Baba says, "So what?" He says, "I have come to ask you the boon that you give back my daughter." He says, "Oh yeah. It's easy. How long has she died?" She told some period of months, you see. He says, "Yeah, anything is possible. There's nothing. What's there in this? This child's play. Yeah, you'll have it." "Have it? Really?" It astonished her, you see. And the way that Baba mentioned it, just, I think if I was a faint-hearted person, I would have collapsed there. Casually he's saying that. Because all of a sudden my Christian background and all that episode of Lazarus, I said, "Oh, it was just a few days, Here it is a month, you see, there is no flesh and no bones left, most probably." It did come to my mind. I said, "Yeah, all that you have to do, simple thing is, go back happily. I assure you will get back your daughter. And all that you have to do is to simply love me, remember me. Remember that. Will I have any sign of her coming back? Sure. I will have it in the same form that I love her." She thought that, well, he's trying to comfort her, that, well, maybe you might have another child or something like that, or as a baby or something. In the same form, same form, the same one that you have lost. You see? Same form, same height, everything. Baba goes on elaborating, and you know how he is. And all the while, I am the interpreter. And my master, Meher Baba, well, what is he trying to say to this lady? How is it possible? It's not possible. It's not possible. It is possible, but it's not possible. It is, yeah, he says so, but it's not possible, yeah. It was so at the time of Jesus, but Lazarus had died a few days back. But it's not possible. How is it? How many 6 months have passed? And how can it be? Okay. Then Baba says, she says, will I have any sign? He says, yeah. You'll see her in the dream. And that is the sure sign that you'll get back. Very soon after that. And she went back. A picture of total distress and misery on her. When she went back right royally, very happy and uplifted. And something great, you see. The assurance was so great from one on whom she could depend upon. When she left, of course, I just remained seated, And he says, you don't believe what I said?
Baba says,
I'm the target always because of this, you see. So I said, everything is possible. Everything is possible, but this seems to be rather, I cannot get it in my mind. So then he says, what is impossible with me? It's child's play. All this is child's play. When I have created the whole universe out of nothing, I can get back her out of nothing. Why you think about I told him about Lazarus, what our thoughts are. Why you think about the bones and the flesh? My creation didn't start from something. I didn't have to collect bones to create you all. It was there out of nothing. I wished it and it was there. Oh, that was consolation. Yeah, that's right. What he says is right. So then, in the meantime, one monthly, another monthly, all started trickling in. And they are all seated there. And Baba is unperturbed and all that. And he said, the monthly are there now. He asked, have you all eaten? What was the food cooked and this and that? All that personal side. You all know how his habit was. Then all settled down. Says, tell them what happened in their absence. He's telling me to tell the story. So of course I told the whole scene as it was. Because Baba always wanted us to depict every point, whether it be significant or insignificant, has nothing to do with us when we have to narrate the episode. So I detailed everything and kept quiet. So then after they left, she left, I said. And then Baba kept quiet and said, he tells Kyakoba, the oldest one there, says, Eruch doesn't believe this, that I can do that. And a huge fight took place, you see. Yeah. And they started accusing me of disbelief and all that sort of. And then he asked others, do you believe that I can do that? So, of course, Baba, the old man says. And then he asks others and says, of course, it's possible. What is there in that? And he says, he doesn't believe. What can I do? He doesn't believe. And then they came on me. Says, all the attack was there. He says, why don't you believe when he says this and all that? And I just kept quiet. I put my head down and all that. And all I said was that there is no question of belief or disbelief. But I am just thinking rationally, as a rational human being, that a body has died. If he had said that he would bring her back in a baby form, or that somebody else would conceive and when she grows old of that age, then she will realize that it's the same daughter and all that is possible. But how can you revive that dead body, you see, that is there and it has deteriorated? So I can't conceive that. What can I do? You all can conceive. All right, you can conceive, but I have got a scientific bent. What can I do? And they again went on this and that and all that. And Baba then put fuel in it. Then he again said that I told him this, that I created all things out of nothing and this. And they all went on me. See, you don't hear, you're a fool and this. Murak, as it is called.
Fool? Murak?
Murak means, has no, buffoon, fool. Yeah. I just kept quiet. Then Baba took my side. He says, what he says is right. And what you think is also, what you say is also right. But what I have in mind is the thing that I'll give her. I'll give her the daughter. How will I give her? When she came here now, she was full of misery and she felt the loss of it. To give back her daughter is to make her completely void of the loss, and that is giving her. When I give her back the daughter, what does it mean? That she won't feel the loss, isn't it? Yeah, she won't feel the loss. So if I can achieve that she won't lose her daughter, or she won't feel the loss of her daughter, that is tantamount to giving her. Didn't you all understand this? Oh. So that is something like logic, I can understand that. I said, yeah, that I can understand. He says, there will come a day when she won't want it. And I have told her to love me and remember me always and all the more. So then surely after, so naturally this was the bait. No family member of them, at that time Kusum was not in the picture at all. So the old lady would come. Then
this was the introduction of the family?
Yeah.
Through
Through the Rani, old lady, the loss of the girl. So then the Kusum started coming. Of course, Kusum doesn't know these things, you see. She was not there at the time. So then they all start coming, you see. And so whenever she would come, he should keep quiet, no, Baba? Why should he tease somebody and bring up the whole old issue again and all that? But only God can get away with such things, I can't dare say something like that, you see. I can throw words and say, yeah, you'll get it. Baba is there, good, great and all that. The Lord is great and all that. But he must tease. So he says, well, did you see her in the dream? Nobody knows what he's asking because others, outsiders, the crowds are not aware about it. He says, no, not as yet. You'll see her in a dream. But are you loving me? Are you remembering me? He says, yes, Baba. Do you remember me? Try to remember me more and more, more and more. Love me more and more. Yes, Baba. Very humbly and meekly she says, once, twice, thrice. Then she's at some place, I forget that episode. It means the venue I forget. But I remember the whole scene. So we are all gathered. There's a huge crowd all around. There are people and there's music going on. Qawwali music is going on and all this. And well, she has been given the seat of honor, you see, by his side. She's there, all by, just as like this, as close. So, and Baba is explaining the meaning and all are charged with love for Baba and love for the Lord. In the Qawwali, yeah, they're stirring the hearts and all that sort of thing, you see. And in the midst of some singing, you see, which pertain to this, of loving and remembering and all that, he says, oh, I'm so happy. And Baba would rock, you see. He says, stop. So I shout out, please stop. Baba says, I'm so touched by this song today. That today I feel like asking you, what would you want? Would you want me or anything else that you want? No, he didn't say that. I ask whatever you want now. This is the moment for you to ask what you want.
He says to her.
He turns to her and says this, ask what you want. So her hand was there like that. So she just did this on his lap. I want you, nothing else. He said, give her. And that's how she has him. She forgot completely. Then he teased her. You don't want even your daughter now? He says, when I have you, I have everything. Finished. That's the end of the story. No more teasing after that, nothing of that sort. Yeah.
He must have thrown you a look here.
Huh?
He must have thrown you a look.
Yeah. We all understood. But I remember this so vividly.
I've heard this.
Master psychologist,
By virtue
master.
that the atmosphere was unusually charged.
Yeah, it was
that
charged.
Occasion.
Yeah, that
the
occasion
was tremendous.
Yeah, tremendous.
The Baba was all red.
Yeah, glorious. Yeah, it was there. I didn't see his glory or radiance, but it was so. I could feel that, but I couldn't see. Everybody was charged with love for the Lord and all that. And he says, stop, I'm so touched. And he turns to her. Ask for anything that you want now. This is the time. Ask for anything that you want. So she just I want you. So this is how he's tricky, very tricky. There he gives comfort and great solace. What must be the comfort? She had lost sleep. So all these months, year or two passed by. She could sleep there in expectations that Baba will give, Baba will give. Pacified her anxiety, and here he brings about the crisis. Masterly ways, you see. It's a good example.
तार मेहर बाबा की जय।
तेरे दर को छोड़कर किस दर जाऊं मैं बाबा, तेरे दर को छोड़कर किस दर जाऊं मैं बाबा, सुनता मेरी कौन है किसे सुनाऊं मैं बाबा, सुनता मेरी कौन है किसे सुनाऊं मैं। जब से याद भुलाई तेरी लाखों कष्ट उठाए हैं, जब से याद भुलाई तेरी लाखों कष्ट उठाए हैं, न जाने इस जीवन अंदर कितने पाप कमाए हैं, न जाने इस जीवन अंदर कितने पाप कमाए हैं, कैसे बाबा आपके दर्शन पाऊं मैं, फिर कैसे बाबा आपके दर्शन पाऊं मैं बाबा, तेरे दर को छोड़कर। एक्सप्लेन करिए।
बोलो। No, it's still to continue.
अच्छा।
No, बोलो लाइन तो बताओ ना।
हाँ। तेरे दर को छोड़कर किस दर जाऊं?
Leaving your threshold, leaving threshold of your abode, where should I go? Is there any room for me to go apart from your threshold?
अब सुनता मेरी कौन है किसे सुनाऊं?
Who will hear my call, you see? Who is there to listen to my call, to hear my call, except you? To whom should I go with my woes, with my pangs of separation?
जब से याद भुलाई तेरी लाखों कष्ट उठाए।
याद भुलाई?
हाँ कि
जब मैं भूल गया,
जब मैं तुम्हें याद नहीं रखता।
हाँ, when I forget, whenever I forgot you, whenever I displaced you,
तो
then you suffered tens of thousands, millions for my sake.
कि न जाने इस जीवन अंदर कितने पाप कमाए।
Who knows? How may I recount to you the innumerable earnings? How much have I taken upon myself the sins? You see, my shortcomings. Innumerable are my shortcomings. And that is what I have earned in my life.
बताइए बाबा कि कैसे मैं आपके दर्शन पा सकता हूँ?
Now, with such a situation with me, you show me the way. How can I see you? How can I present myself before you so that I can see you? This is the theme now. It is the introduction to the song.
मेरे पाप कर्म ही मुझको
प्रीत न करने देते हैं, मेरे पाप कर्म ही मुझको प्रीत न करने देते हैं। जब चाहूं मैं मिलूं आपसे, लोग मुझे मोह लेते हैं। जब मैं चाहूं मिलूं आपसे, लोग मुझे मुँह लेते हैं। कैसे बाबा आपके दर्शन पाऊं मैं, फिर कैसे बाबा आपके दर्शन पाऊं मैं। कि मेरे पाप कर्म जो हैं, जो कि मैं तुम्हें भुला देता हूँ और इस दुनियादारी में पढ़ करके सारी माया जाल में पढ़ के तुम्हारी याद नहीं रखता।
लाइन क्या है?
मेरे पाप कर्म ही मुझको प्रीत न करने देते हैं।
My actions, my words, my speech, which are ill-advised, which are considered to be the sins, they are the ones that obstruct, are the cause of obstruction, that obstruct me from loving you. They come in my way to love you. It's my attitude towards my own life is the obstruction that obstructs me from loving you.
जब मैं चाहता हूँ कि आपसे मैं मिलूं, तभी मुझे लोग बाग आकर के दूसरे कामों में, दूसरी बातों में लगा लेते हैं।
मोल लेते हैं।
हाँ, मोल लेते हैं, क्योंकि उन बातों में खींच लेते हैं,
अट्रैक्ट करते हैं। So whenever I felt, in spite of all this, whenever I felt like loving you, getting closer to you, then my neighbors, my kith and kin, my surrounding, my environment is the thing that attracts me and keeps me away from you. Although many a time I had urged to get to you, but the environment is such that I am lured away from you.
तू है मेहर बड़ा ही दाता, तुझसे वर सब पाते हैं। तू है मेहर बड़ा ही दाता, तुझसे वर सब पाते हैं। ऋषि मुनि और योगी सारे तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं। ऋषि मुनि और योगी सारे तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं। छींटा दे दो ज्ञान का, होश में आऊं मैं बाबा। छींटा दे दो ज्ञान का, होश में आऊं मैं बाबा। तेरे दर को छोड़कर किस दर जाऊं मैं बाबा। तेरे दर को छोड़कर। कि तू है मेहर बड़ा ही दाता, कि तू तो बड़ा।
You are the ones you are the one who is the greatest of the great boon givers.
तुझसे तो सब लोग सब चीज पाते हैं।
And it is through you and from you they receive.
ऋषि मुनि योगी जितने भी हैं,
those rishi munis, the wise, the sages, the saints,
सब तेरा ही गुण गाते हैं। ये
they are the ones who sing only they glorify you and sing your glory.
कि मुझे भी छिटा दे दो ज्ञान का कुछ, मुझे मेरे पर कृपा करो।
If they sing your glory, if they can do so, I can't do it. But you are the boon giver. All I ask you is just part with one drop.
Yes.
And that will bring me to my senses. I am so intoxicated with the environment over here that keeps me away from you. Just give me that drop of your love that will bring me back to my senses. That means I lose my sense in short and be with you. It's a pun on that. Yeah, the world is intoxicating. Although others say that his love is intoxicating, but that intoxication brings sense to us. Here, this intoxication berefts us of our senses.
जो बीती सो बीती लेकिन बाकी उम्र संभालूं मैं, जो बीती सो बीती लेकिन बाकी उम्र संभालूं मैं, मेहर चरण में बैठ कर गीत मेहर के गालूं मैं, बाबा चरण में बैठ कर गीत मेहर के गालूं मैं, जीवन सारे देश का सफल बना लूं मैं, बाबा जीवन प्यारे देश का सफल बना लूं मैं, बाबा तेरे दर को छोड़कर किस दर जाऊं मैं, बाबा तेरे दर को छोड़कर.
He says, let bygones be bygones. He's imploring the Lord. I am weak, I am unworthy of your displeasure, I know it. Let bygones be bygones. Yeah.
जो बीती सो बीती लेकिन बाकी उम्र संभालूं मैं, मेरे चरण में बैठकर.
What happens is that so many years have passed by that way. But now whatever is remaining of my lifespan, let me pass this little lifespan that is left in your memory, in your remembrance, in your love. Let me sit before you and think of you.
अब तो आपके चरणों में बैठकर
let me now allow me to sit by your feet, so that I can pass my remaining period of life.
और आपके गीत भजन गाता जाऊं.
So that I can sing also like the Rishi, Munis and the saints. At least sing, can't glorify, but sing in praise of you. So that through that singing, maybe I will be helping myself towards emancipation, and with that I may be, by your blessings and grace, I may be able in the least way to emancipate the suffering of the country too.
जो बाबा प्रेमी जो मेरे पास वाले हैं उन सबका जीवन सफल बना सकूं.
So those who are around me, depending upon me, all the other Baba lovers also, who are surrounding me, may I fill their hearts with love for Baba, for you. Without, I sit at, and the refrain is about the threshold. Without your threshold, where will I be?
एक छोटा सा भजन और दे दो.
पर उसके बदले तुम्हारी कहानी सुनाए तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा.
मेरे कांता की कहानी सुनाओ, अपनी सुनाओ. हाँ. किसकी सुनाओगे बोलो, जिसकी भी कहानी सुनाओ वो.
You know, very recently, a very dear soul. Of course, it is her gain and our loss. His wife passed away, and she was so dearly loved by us all because of her tremendous love for Baba. And he loved her, we love her, we all loved her, and we all miss her because we are selfish. But it's her gain. She has won her race onto his lap, but we miss her. And in spite of it all, it is a terrible wound in his heart. But in spite of it all, he has come to serve his lovers. He is the one who sees to the catering and to feeding the thousands who come here for the Amar Tithi. Yeah, he's here. So although it's hardly a month that has passed by, and he has left everything and come here. In the hospital is the place where Baba was.
Yes. जब बाबा कोठी में गए थे ना, जाके बाबा ने प्रसाद अपने हाथ से दिया था, उसी जगह पे.
Where Baba distributed prasad, it was Baba's seat there. She remained seated there and died.
और उसके संडे का दिन था. सब प्रेमी वगैरह को खबर करी, बैंड वगैरह मंगाए गए, सब कारें वगैरह मंगवाई गई, उनको लेकर के सब बाबा के धाम में लेकर गए. जब 10 से 12 बाबा कीर्तन होता था, 12 बजे जैसे कीर्तन खत्म होता था, प्रसाद बढ़ता था, प्रार्थना की गई, भजन किया गया.
She shouted Baba's name 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times she uttered loudly Baba's name and passed away. But then what they did was that they called for a great band and a lot of cars and processions, and then they took her body to the place of the center there, and where Baba's songs would be sung and regular meetings were held. It was Sunday, meeting day. So there she was taken there for that time. When all the prasad was distributed, they put sweet things in her mouth also.
Yes.
They are mad people, you know.
और उनको हरिद्वार.
Yeah. And then they took the whole procession went to Haridwar.
मेल प्रसाद में लेकर गए.
River Ganges is there, and there they cremated her and finished. What a funeral, huh?
Yes, very similar to me.
Huh?
It's so actually reminds me. First of all, I will tell you my first sight of Balkishan. That was in Pune when Guru Prasad, when Baba was giving a mass darshan there, open darshan to all who came in the mandap. You have seen pictures, you know about it. So we women used to have darshan of Baba from behind the scene. You know, we were not participating on the stage. We were from behind the scenes, we'd do it. So there was a beautiful bathroom, a big tiled bath here, which had windows on the side. So from there, you could practically see Baba side face, not only at the back, but from this side. Also my brother Beran and my niece's husband Jangu were filming Baba. So if I had to give directions, I'd come often to that beautiful big bathroom window and give directions. So I was standing there, and Baba was so occupied giving darshan to all his lovers, he was bringing more chairs. I saw a person, I didn't know it was him, you know, being very considerate, getting more chairs, carrying all those chairs, putting them down, unfolding them, because there just wasn't enough room in spite of all the accommodation that was arranged for his lovers to fit it. So there's Baba. I can't even imagine that he'd seen me looking from this bathroom window. And he was so occupied with his lovers, but he turned around to me and said, look at him. He's so big. Meaning, you know, high position, place like that and all that. And look, he's doing menial work for me, for love of me, carrying chairs. All this Baba saying from the dais, but thousands of his lovers before him, and here we are having this private conversation, I from the bathroom window, and Baba from his throne up there, you know, before his lovers. And that was the first side of him. I often remind him, I said, Baba introduced him to me by saying, from this distance, at darshan time, look at him, he's so good, he's high, he loves me so much, he's big, but he does menial work, and I'm watching all this, waiting for the man to turn so I could see his face, who he was talking about. But talking about Merkanta's funeral, you know, how it was a darshan, how it was the joy of Baba's love, how it sparkled even through a time like that. Remind me of a story Baba told us. Baba told us of the time when he was in toddy shop, as Merwanji. And he told us about this man who was a masseuse and champiwala tha. And so he would go from place to place and earn a little money doing champi for other people. He was also the one who awoke the Muslim people. In short, he was the alarm for the mullah, who would then stand up on the wall and call out to the Muslims, awake, time for prayer, but somebody has to wake them up, no? So this master is the one who would go wake them up, get up, wake the people up. So he had no family, no parents, no nothing, no friends. His only friend and the one who really loved was Merwanji in the toddy shop. So he would come and put his little savings with Merwanji. Now, the biggest honor in the Orthodox Indian is that the one who lights your pyre, the one who sees to your funeral, the one who takes your body to the last on the last journey. So he had no son to do that for him, but he had Merwanji. So he kept his little savings with Merwanji. You keep my money, and when I die, you see to my funeral. He's the only one he trusted, he loved, was his friend. And Merwanji, that is Baba, said yes. And now Baba's telling us a story. And one day, of course, the master has died. He died and Baba saw to his funeral. And that funeral procession was such that it stopped all traffic on the highways, this way and that way. And cyclists had to get down and just, hug the wall and ask, whose wedding is that? And then they was told, no wedding. It was the maddest, merriest funeral you can ever imagine. The ones who carried the beer, they first had a grand feast, obviously some drink too, but anyway, they were so happy, and there was music, there was band, there was singing, and they were going with such joy that naturally everybody on the road, and they started following such a joyous procession. It's automatic, it's contagious. And then they started following, and this huge procession with that body of that little masters who loved and trusted the God-man, who sat behind the cash box in the toddy shop. And Baba made it that, and even when Baba said, and even every time I remember, and I said maybe one day that will be the pattern. When we will not only read about these things, but we will know in our hearts that dying is moving on, is progressing, is going forward, is never a loss, is not going backward. It is, that joy. So today when I heard Brother Balkishan talk about our very dear sister Merkanta's funeral, it made me think of that. This is the band and the joy and the prasad. It is an occasion of a wedding.
उनका भी 1000 people
and
procession और खाने के लिए खाने का सबको लड्डू कचौरी feast first class क्योंकि बाबा के उसमें कि सब बाबा प्रेमी क्योंकि बाबा ने जिस तरह उसको इस दुनिया में भेजा था उसी तरह हंसी खुशी से ले गए.
It was really a very happy occasion, he says. Yeah. And we wanted all the people who were there present, they should also feel the happiness. So we distributed sweets, we fed them and we treated them, and it was a great love feast, he says.
Mr. Pal bhi udhar maujud tha.
You see, Balkishan felt the happiness of his wife. We felt the pain of Balkishan.
Paul LeBron was there, he says.
What was
He said that our joy is that Merkanta held on to Baba's daman till the very end. And she always said, I am going to my beloved's feet. I'm going to the lotus feet of my Lord, Meher Baba. And her thing, even when it was in Baba meetings, she would be so absorbed in Baba. She would always tell people, we must be focused only on Baba. And whoever comes to our house must never go out of the house hungry. At least the kind that we can give, they must be filled with. Because it's Baba's prasad, it is Baba's home.
Yes.
And nobody should go hungry from Baba's home. And to this day, of course, he's like that also. He's also like that. I mean,
But
eat
that
Baba.
was it,
She
nothing
lived
else.
Baba. She says, this is Baba's table. Anytime you said something nice to her, she says, Baba, Baba. Just like he does too. Kelvin.
Yeah, he knows.
Go up to the summit.
Baba.
Again, I am what?
Hawker.
Hawker.
Hawker?
Hawker, yes.
Yeah, he's shout out, and I shout out to sell his name, but it's not selling. I am just hawking, and at the same time, I am giving out. You see, by shouting out his name, it's not just the name that I am giving out. In the name itself is all the treasure of the world. Hira means precious stones, and Moti means diamonds, and pearls are being scattered to you all.
Scattered
his
in the
name.
street.
On the streets, yeah.
जिन
I'm scattering, the refrain is I'm scattering his name in streets and on lanes and on highways. Whosoever wants it, have. It's theirs. Loot.
Take it.
So then he says, फिर क्या बोले?
जिनका नाम
Yeah, those who have looted
जो उनके नाम
this
में लगे
treasure, it's but natural they became wealthy. They were filled with all the treasures that would be the enemy of the king. But those who were the worshippers of Maya, the metal worshippers of silver and gold, they remain Kangal for all times. Kangal means what? Miserable? Pauper all the time. Although they were in possession of the metal, but they were all the time the pauper. But those who looted these precious stones and gems and diamonds and pearls of his name, they were the wealthiest, they became the envy of the emperors. Kangal ho gaya. These pearls that were scattered, Mehera looted them and she became the garland round his neck.
मेरा जात में आने वालों मैं समझाऊं घड़ी घड़ी मेरा.
Mani looted the pearls that were scattered on the streets, and then she adorned the head of the Lord as a crown on his head. By how may I explain to all those who come to Meherazad to loot this treasure?
ये मोती इर्च भाई ने लूटे बाबा सा परवार मिला. ये मोती भाई इर्च ने लूटे बाबा सा परवार मिला.
Says the Mandli also looted this. All the Mandli looted this, and what did they find? You see, when they looted these pearls, what they found, you find there is nothing but